what you've been through, why you got scars. Since you walked through the door, I've been trying to reach you, 'cause I feel you. What's the story to tell? What's the story behind the mountain you're trying to climb? Think I've heard it before.
Guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you are brand new here and this is the very first time you ever see my face, what's up? I am Jen. I share all things health and wellness here on the channel. Anything I do to level up my own life, I share with you guys in hopes to inspire and motivate you to do the same. So if that sounds like your jam, make sure to subscribe before we jump into today's video. Alrighty guys, we're gonna go ahead and dive right into it. We have another kind of like a what's for dinner video. I am sharing 3 high protein dinners that I have made. 2 of them I made quite some time ago. I had planned on filming a couple other different dinners and making a video and posting it, and then I never got around to it. But it worked out perfect because this week I'm going on vacation and I'm not actually shopping. I don't have a grocery haul to post for you guys. So I figured I'd go ahead and film another dinner, one that you guys had asked about a couple videos ago, the sweet potato hash, and throw it in here as well because it's super easy and delicious and awesome. And we're always looking for high protein dinners to throw in the rotation, right? 2 of them, like I said, I filmed a long time ago. They're all relatively easy, but the sweet potato hash is 3 simple ingredients and it's probably my #1 fave out of all of these. But without a ton of gabbing, let's go ahead and jump into it. So tonight we are making a chicken taco pasta. I've already made this with beef. Now I'm gonna try it with chicken. It turned out phenomenal with the beef and I'm sure it's gonna be bomb with chicken too. So to start tonight's dinner, this is what you're gonna need. Some boneless, skinless chicken breasts or chicken tenderloins. I have some boneless, skinless chicken tenderloins here. You can use whatever kind of chicken that you want. I have 30 ounces in my crock pot here, and to it we are going to add some taco seasoning mix. You can make your own or use prepackaged, whatever you want to use. Also, I'm going to use some of this Kinder's Ranch seasoning. Love this stuff. And then I'm also going to top it with some of this salsa verde sauce. So to get started, I have chicken in the crock pot. I have it on my scale here. A lot of you guys ask how I build my recipes when I'm like bulk cooking like this, like an entire dinner for the family. And I always just weigh each thing as I am putting it in there. And then once I'm completely done, I will weigh it all and divide it into however many servings I want to make for that. So I'll show you that at the end. Right now, I'm just going to add all the seasonings, the salsa verde. Again, just let it cook on high for about 4 hours. I wish you guys could smell this right now. I don't know if that color, I mean, it's steaming up so you can't even see, but holy moly, as soon as I just walked through the front door, the whole house smells phenomenal. Then it is ready to be shredded up. It's been on high for 4 hours. I'm just gonna shred it up and then let it sit on warm until we get everything else prepped up. Okay, so now we're gonna add our veggies and our pasta to the chicken in the crock pot. Here I have some zucchini that I washed, dried, and chopped up. I have a can of original Rotel here that I drained, as well as a can of this Southwest corn that I also drained. And then I cooked up 8 ounces of this Barilla protein penne pasta. You can use whatever pasta you want. You guys know I'm all about that protein game. Wherever I can get any extra protein, I'm gonna do it. So I like the protein pasta. You can use whatever kind you want. Cook it according to package instructions. I have mine here cooked, ready to rock and roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump the pasta, the corn, and the Rotel in the crock pot. You could just throw the zucchini in there as well. I like to crisp mine up a little bit first and keep it al dente and then toss it in there because I'm just huge on texture and it just gives it an extra added layer of flavor. So I have my saute pan here over medium heat. I just hit it with a quick spray of this avocado oil. I'm going to throw my zucchini in there and then I'm going to cook it in some taco seasoning and some of the Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse. And like I said, just let it saute for a couple of minutes till it gets like a little bit brown on the outside, and then we'll toss it right in the crock pot with everything else. While the zucchini is finishing up, we're going to go ahead and toss everything in there. Look at that chicken all shredded up. It looks phenomenal. Now we're just going to dump in our protein pasta, our corn, our Rotel. Can you even right now? I wish you guys could smell this. I'll show you when I plate it up. Chicken taco pasta is done and smelling delicious. I've already tasted it. It's really good. Came together super quick and easy. Love a good crock pot meal. This is 1 serving, which is 321 calories, 36 grams of protein, 41 carbs, and 2 fat. It was a little different than the beef taco pasta I made last week, so I may film that one also. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys want to see that one as well. So So for tonight's dinner, we are making a baked bruschetta chicken dish. I found this on Pinterest. I'll link the original recipe down below. I am following it loosely and kind of course, throwing in my own thing of what I want to do. But I have chicken breasts here. I had 3 large chicken breasts. I just filleted them in half, threw them in this baking dish that I had sprayed with some of this basil infused extra virgin olive oil spray that I got from Aldi's, and then threw some seasonings on it. I used some minced garlic, the Kinder's buttery steakhouse seasoning, and the Badia garlic and parsley seasoning, and salt and pepper. You can use whatever seasonings you like. If you have like an Italian seasoning and basil, that would be awesome on here. I didn't have any basil, so that's why I used the basil infused spray that I have, and it gives off an awesome taste. I actually made this last week and it was so bomb that I decided to make it again this week and film it for you guys. Now I'm gonna also throw a little bit of this, which is the star of the show. This is the Roland Original Glazed Balsamic Vinegar that I get off of Amazon. Here's the calories here, 35 calories a serving, which is 1 tablespoon. And I'm gonna use about 2 tablespoons and put over the chicken now and throw it in my oven, which I have preheated at 425 degrees for about 20-25 minutes, and then we'll make the topping. So I only ended up adding 1 tablespoon of the balsamic glaze, and that covered the chicken perfectly. And I'll add the other tablespoon into the topping that we're gonna make while this is in the oven. Okay, for the topping, it's pretty much going to be the same things, the same seasoning: salt, pepper, garlic, buttery steakhouse, garlic and parsley. I'm going to spray it with some of this basil infused olive oil, throw some of the balsamic glaze in there. I have 120 grams of red onion chopped up here. Then I'm going to cut in half, personal preference, however many tomatoes you want to add. Probably about 20 of these little cherub tomatoes, which are my favorite. I get these from Sam's Club. And then I have some fresh spinach here that I just pulled out of the freezer. I'm going to use probably about 1.5 cups of that. If you have fresh basil, you could do that also. Just pulled the chicken out of the oven. It was in there for about 25 minutes. You want to cook it until it has cooked through, and then you're going to throw some cheese on there and the toppings and throw it back in just for a few minutes, and it's ready to go. Seems like a lot of steps, but it's really not. It comes together super easy. So now I'm going to throw 1/2 cup of this Good and Gather reduced fat mozzarella cheese on there, and then I'm going to throw the toppings on that, and then I'm going to throw a little bit of this 3 cheese blend, which is Parmesan, Asiago, and Romano. It is 25 calories a serving, and I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of that on top with some parsley and toss it back in the oven, and I'll show you when I plate everything up. So another tip when you are weighing stuff out, I try to pop these in when I am cooking because I know a ton of people are new to tracking, so this can always help. But rather than throwing this big hot casserole dish on your scale, just throw the cheese right on the scale, zero it out, and I'm going to be using 1/2 cup of this, which is 56 grams. So I will just take out enough cheese until this hits 56 and then put that on the chicken. Next up is easily one of my most favorite dinners to make. I make this for meal prep. It makes for awesome leftovers. It is super easy to throw together and incredibly delicious. And you are just using 3 ingredients, whole foods, clean. It's awesome. The thing that makes this recipe just level up is this seasoning right here, the Kinder's Hickory Molasses. It goes so good with the ground turkey and the sweet potatoes. I also throw some Badia onion flakes in there, and then complete seasoning, or you can use the buttery steakhouse seasoning from Kinder's, which is absolutely delicious in this. Also, I have an entire bag of fresh spinach here. I always just get these bags and then throw them in the freezer. Once it's frozen, I just take it and crinkle it, and it just chops it up beautifully. You don't have to like mess. You know, if you've ever chopped spinach, what a mess that can be. So that's an awesome hack, just to throw fresh spinach in the freezer. It's better than the frozen spinach. It works awesome in recipes. It's a lifesaver. It's an awesome hack. So definitely do that. I have 2 pounds of the 93% lean ground turkey here I'm going to be using. And then sweet potatoes, I normally cut up like 2 decent sized sweet potatoes. I only have these little ones left, and we're getting ready to go on vacation. So I just want to go ahead and use them up because, as you can tell, they are on their last limb. So I will tell you the
macros once I get everything going. I'm gonna start by browning the ground turkey first. Then we will set that to the side, throw the sweet potatoes in for a minute, and then just throw everything back in the pan together, and wham bam, thank you ma'am. And really quick, I'm gonna show you guys how I weigh up an entire recipe. I was gonna show you earlier in the video, but I accidentally deleted some footage, so you didn't end up getting to see how I weigh everything out. But I have my pan zeroed out here on the scale, and I'm getting ready to dump my meat in so we can see how many ounces. Some of these are not exactly what the package says, so I like to weigh them out. Like that one is right over 15 ounces, and these are supposed to be 16 ounces, which a lot of times they just lose like some water moisture. So it's 30.79 ounces for the ground turkey. I'm gonna plug that in my recipe builder. I'm just gonna start browning up the ground turkey. I'm gonna add my seasonings in. I don't personally weigh up seasonings and track them. You do whatever floats your boat. I've seen success without doing it, and that is just a bit too much for me. I am not going to weigh and track those. If it is something that's like super high in calories, these are all 0 calories. So if it's something like taco seasoning or packet seasonings, any of those, you would want to weigh and track them. But these particular ones, I'm not. I just season until my heart is content, and then I will get the sweet potatoes cut up, and we will weigh those and add that in the recipe builder. Turkey is done. I put it on a plate to the side, sprayed the bottom of the pan with a little bit of avocado oil here, and just threw the sweet potatoes in that I already had weighed up. I'm just going to cook them down a little bit, and then I will add the turkey back in, add a little more seasoning and the spinach, and it's good to go. If you are crunched on time or you just don't feel like adding the extra step, you could just throw the sweet potatoes right in with the meat and just turn it on low and let it cook for a little while, add the spinach in there, and you would be good to go. I like taking this extra step of sauteing the sweet potatoes up first because I think it just adds an extra layer of flavor, and I like how it gets like a little bit brown and crispy on the edges. It just takes it up a notch for me. These beauties are browned up as much as I'm doing tonight, so back in the turkey it goes. I wish you guys could smell this already. I am getting ready to add a little bit more of the Absolute Goat seasoning, the hickory molasses. It makes this dish, it's thebomb.com. I mean, this stuff is good on anything. You could put it on broccoli, green beans, sweet potatoes, like so many things, and it's so good. But it's dynamite in this dish. But I've turned this down to low now, and I am going to dump the spinach in and just put the lid on it and let it cook for a few minutes. And I do the whole bag because you guys know spinach cooks down to nothing. Every time I make this, I just absolutely love how fresh and clean and gorgeous it looks and amazing it's going to taste. But it's just 3 ingredients, whole foods. It's so clean and fresh and easy to make. And literally, guys, if you don't make anything else out of this video, definitely make this. The seasonings are in. Just gonna stir it up, pop the lid on, and let it chill for a few minutes. And when it's done, I'm gonna show you guys how I weigh this up and break it into servings. Now that everything is completely done, I have this little wood block that I put on there just because the pan is really hot, and it just helps it to be more sturdy with a big heavy pot on there. I'm gonna zero it out. Now we're gonna throw this big baby, if I can do this with one hand, on there. And it is coming in at 3,154 grams. Now, I have a food measurement in my notes app that has all of like my pots and pans and all of the amounts, how much they weigh empty. So this one in particular is 1637 grams, and I'm going to minus that from this number. And that comes to 1517, and then I'm going to divide that by 5 because I want this to make 5 servings. That's the macros, how I want it broke down. So I'm going to take 1517 divided by 5, and that's how much each serving I will weigh out in the bowl. It came out to 303 grams a serving, so I just weighed out 303 grams, and this bowl is coming in at 335 calories, 37 grams of protein, 23 total carbs, and 12 fat. If you wanted different macros or you only wanted to break this up into 4 servings, then you could do that, and the macros would adjust to however many servings you make it. I do it with 5 servings, and that's the macros for this bowl. It's absolutely delicious. You definitely should give it a try.
All right, guys, so that'll do it for this video. Let me know if you try any of these. Out of all three of them, I highly, highly recommend the sweet potato hash. It's super easy to throw together. It makes for awesome leftovers. It's an awesome meal prep, and you only need 3 ingredients to throw together and a couple of seasonings. Those seasonings absolutely make it, so I highly recommend getting the Kinder's Hickory Molasses. That one's 100 out of 10, but super easy to throw together. If you guys try it, let me know. Also comment your favorite dinners down below so that we can all get different ideas to keep it fun and spicy in the kitchen. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with anybody else you think it may be helpful to. If you guys aren't subscribed, make sure to smash that subscribe button before you leave. Click your notifications. I have videos coming every Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure you're looking out for those. Also, for all the behind the scenes fun, make sure to hit me up over on Instagram at inwithjen. Thank you guys all so very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.